What's going on, guys? We are live. Starting this a little late tonight, but it's all good. Just chilling here. Waiting for some people to show up. Got a few people in here. Just waiting for some more people. What's going on? Hey, what's going on, Magnetic? Good to see you. Welcome in. Just chilling. How are you doing? What's going on, Reckless? That's good. Good to hear. I saw one of your videos, Magnetic. You were like in nature. It was really very serene and relaxing. I really enjoyed watching your video. I didn't comment, but I did watch one. Yeah, it's pretty late here. It's like 2 in the morning where I am. Must be in the morning there in the UK. What's going on, Transient, man? How you feeling, brother? You doing better? What's going on, Joe? Good to see you. What's going on, Bob? 7 a.m. What's going on, Renee? Good to see you. Afternoon in the Philippines. How long are you there for, Transient? Did you ever find that place in Bangkok where they sell gold that Akko was talking about? I'm just curious. I've been so busy with work lately. The project I'm on, there's a few different parts to the project, and one of them is ending next month. So unfortunately, they saved all the really bad work for the end. So it's been causing me a lot of headache dealing with that. Good day, Peter. What's going on? Hey, what's going on, Joseph? You're trying to hunt Nickel? Why don't you try emailing him? that, that's probably the best way of getting a hold of him. I didn't go, but man, they had some beautiful gold bars at the airport. Oh, that's pretty cool, Transient. I don't know if it would be cheaper or more expensive to buy at the airport. It really depends, right? Sometimes if you go to duty-free shops, you could get stuff a lot cheaper, but I would assume it would be more money in an airport, something like that. You're gonna buy a gold bar, but I thought it was 20,000 baht. Turned out to be 200,000. So how much is that in USD? And what size bar was it? Their gold is pure. That's why it's 96.5% pure usually. I know in Dubai they have a gold machine. You could buy gold from a machine in Dubai. About 6 grand. Wow. You don't even know if it was a full ounce. Wow. Yeah, this seems like a lot. Hey, what's going on, IBG? Good to see you. 4 nines, at least that much. I'm doing all right, man. Just been burned out. Work's been kicking my butt. trying to trying to get wrap up a project that I'm on before I transition to another phase of the project. So it's been kind of hectic. They're giving me really bad cases to work on right now. I'm working on stuff that is very. It's not hard. It's just very tedious. It's just a lot of information. So it's very taxing on my body lately. Man, you should have at least taken a picture, man. If not a video. 6 p.m. in Melbourne. Yeah, it's pretty warm in my room too. We're giving up a lot of heat last couple days. It's been warmer and they're still blasting the heat, so it feels even warmer. I saw that new FIFA 2026 half ounce soccer ball coin released by the Perth Mint. It looks pretty interesting, Peter. Thinking I might need that. I'll wait till it comes here, though. I'm gonna wait till Bullion Exchanges has it. They'll probably have it if they don't already. Those aren't the type of mushrooms you need, Joseph. Hey, what's going on, Humble? You ended your stream? Mountain Mikes. That must be a Cali thing. We used to. I mean, I know Sizzler is nationwide, but we used to have the Sizzler here. that was probably that was probably the only chain buffet we had. I think there's still like one or two locations left in the U.S. I'm not sure. They might. I think they might have closed the last one recently. But yeah, I used to love going to the Sizzler back in the day when I was really young. Pizza chain in California. It's like, is that like California pizza? That's like one of the worst pizzas that I ever had in my life. Thule, what's going on, Thule? What are you doing up this late? Perth was short on silver, but the big retailers seem to have plenty of 2026 in stock. Yeah, they sure do because they were producing 2026 coins last year. So some of the newer stuff, I don't know. I doubt the Perth Mint has a shortage of silver. I mean, Australia is probably what, like the third largest producer of silver in the world or something like that. I doubt they have a shortage. Oh, really, Peter? They actually had it in Australia too? I didn't know that. They don't have Outback Steakhouse in Australia, do they? I don't think they would. That's kind of like Americanized Aussie food or something, maybe. Wanted to throw you a like. Oh, all right, Humble. I appreciate you stopping by, man. I'm gonna try to get something out to you this weekend. I mean this week, by the weekend. So take care. Have a good night, man. Gonna relax and listen in. That's cool, Thule. So is Jolly Bee. They got Jolly Bee opening up all over here in New York. They had an Outback in the Philippines. I'm not surprised. They probably got most American chain restaurants there. They probably got like Pizza Hut and McDonald's, KFC. I'm sure they have all those places there. I had a salad and tons of mushroom pizza, vegan pizza, pepperoni, Mountain Mike's. I guess that's like I seen commercials on it. I think it's called CC's. Is that like a pizza place, or is that like Italian food or something? Pasta? I don't know. They got a couple of those chain. I don't even know why they advertise in New York City because they don't have those chain pizzerias here. They don't like what like or they have. I always see like Marco's Pizza. I'm like, why the hell they have a commercial? There's no Marco's Pizza in New York City. Like they actually do have like maybe a few Little Caesars. A few. They got Domino's. Pizza Hut, I think, pretty much went out of business here. There's no Pizza Hut here in New York City. Um, but yeah, they got a few Little Caesars, and they got Domino's, a few Domino's. But all right, Magnetic. Thanks for stopping by. Take care. Have a great day. CC shut down here. I don't know what the hell CC's is even. I just seen their commercials. Like I hate they have commercials for all these places. They don't even have like Long John Silver's and like CC's and Marco's. I'm like, what the hell are these places? They don't exist here anywhere within like within like 100-mile radius. No, they never had Straw Hat Pizza near me. I'm from New York City, man. I get some real good pizza, freshly made. Not none of that frozen crap. This is all freshly made. What I eat. I go to Domino's once a year if I'm like drunk or hungover. There's nothing else opened up. I go to like Domino's at like 11 or 12 at night before they close. Little Caesars, man. Transient, man. You must have passed by a Little Caesar somewhere in the country. You've been to so many different states, man. You must have seen a Little Caesar somewhere. Yeah, I haven't had Little Caesars probably in about 25 years. you got a lot of com- you got a lot of commercials in Spanish, you think, with it with I can't even read it. The tracking, they know I'm American. Vegemite pizza. Yeah, they got a pizzeria here in Brooklyn, and they have a secret uh, menu, and they have Vegemite pizza. It's kind of nasty. They actually put too much Vegemite on it. I don't really care for it too much, but I wanted to try it. I had it a couple times. What's that? They're all over Michigan. What are you talking about? Little Caesars. They used to have a ton of Little Caesars here too, but I don't know. They still have a few here. Yeah, I remember they opened up a Little Caesars right across from where my favorite pizzeria was. Surprisingly, they lasted about 4 or 5 years before they shut down recently. I went by there again recently. I'm like, oh, Little Caesars finally shut down. Good. Like this pizzeria's been here for like over 50 years. Like, how are you gonna compete against something like that? You can't compete against something like that. Like a neighborhood institution. Yeah, I used to love their breadsticks. I used to like it. Yeah, crazy bread or whatever the hell it was called. Yeah, I used to like that when I was a little kid. They used to have they had a Kmart and they used to have a Little Caesars in the Kmart. We used to go there. My parents took me there. $13 each for all you can eat pizza and salad. Man, that don't sound too healthy, Joseph. The salad part does, not the pizza. I wouldn't eat no $13 pizza. Coworker brought some back after visiting home. I tried it on a cracker, Vegemite. It was kind of makes me think of soy sauce paste. Yeah, it kind of is very salty. Yeah, it kind of has the kind of the texture. Well, it's a little more smoother than peanut butter, but that kind of almost like, yeah, like a thick, very thick soy sauce, I guess you could say. Kind of, yeah. I could imagine. I wouldn't eat pizza in the Philippines transient. Like, yeah, I went to I went when I went to like I mean I've been to some countries where the food, like, you don't order like the food there, like from like in like Eastern Europe you wouldn't order Italian food, or like, I did, and I was really sorry I did. But yeah, I know in the Philippines they probably add like a lot of sweet stuff to their pizza, or like spicy or something. They kind of like tailor it to like the local palate. The same thing, you go into a McDonald's or something like in a country, in a foreign country, they tailor the menu to like the local taste. You have all the pizza, even the pineapple pepperoni pizza. I ate too much mushroom pizza. I thought you ate too many mushrooms, Joseph. You were in Anaheim and ordered room service pizza. Came with celery on it. Ooh, that's nasty. I remember when I was in Tennessee, man, and it's like landlocked in Nashville. It's like landlocked, right? So I ordered some sushi, man, because I mean, I could order whatever the hell I want, and the company would pay for it. So I kind of went crazy the last night. I just ordered a bunch of like different things from this Japanese place, and it was horrible, man. It was just horrible. It was one of the worst sushis I ever had in my life. I looked at the rating and people were giving it like rave reviews and stuff on Yelp, and I was like, "Oh, this place must be pretty good, right?" Hell no. Never get fish from a landlocked state. Unless it's Vegas, because they fly it in daily. But if it's like some like middle of bumfuck USA and you're eating sushi, it's not probably not gonna taste that good. Godzilla mode. Why do you keep talking about Godzilla mode? I thought it was Godzilla frequency, Joseph. Yeah, exactly. Just the low, exactly, IBG, adobo, pancit, lumpia, and fried fish. Yeah. Stick to what the locals eat, pretty much. Unless it's like processed food, then you're probably safe. If it's like you're eating like some potato chips or something like that, you're probably gonna be okay. But that's pretty much what I try to do when I go overseas. I try to eat what the locals eat. Even though they say I went to a country before, I don't want to say where, but um they say the water is not good there. So I was eating a lot of fish because at the time I had just started to not eat meat. So I was eating a lot of fish, and they say, "Oh, the water is contaminated here." It was basically a former Soviet country, right? So it's like probably tons of like nuclear waste in their water or something, right? So so I ate it, and then probably for a good month or two when I came back, like I started feeling I didn't feel so good because your body's not used to those bacteria. Like the local people, they eat it every day, so their body's used to eating that bacteria. It doesn't bother them. But I think that's maybe what happened with you, transient. You probably had something that has some like strain of bacteria from the water that you weren't used to. And I really felt queasy for like a couple months after I came back. I didn't feel 100%. There's definitely something in my system that my body was like fighting. and I actually lost some weight too, but it kind of resolved. It kept getting better, so I didn't really go to the doctor. But yeah, yeah, probably some type of parasite. I'm sure it was. Cause I would just like feel queasy. I remember coming back to work and I would just feel like kind of queasy, and I didn't want to eat or anything. I wasn't feeling too great for like the first few weeks, and then it started getting a lot better. But you gotta be careful. Yeah, I probably did. I probably did start glowing. All that heavy water I drank. In Manila, you could get anything. Yeah, I bet. It's probably yeah. That's the thing. You go to a foreign country, just get something that's cooked really well. You should be okay transient if it's cooked. Um, Not always though. If it's a virus, the heat doesn't always kill it. So it really depends on what it is. But yeah, can anybody think of an SHTF movie where people traded hobo change silver? Nope. I can't say that I know of any. Heavy water is irradiated. Yeah, I know. That's why he was. That's the joke. That's why I said he's like, "Did you start glowing?" I said, "Yeah, I drank some heavy water." So, oh God, Panda Express. You know what happened? I never saw a Panda Express before. So I worked in New Jersey, and there was a mall there. So I went one time for lunch at a Panda Express. I took one I took one bite of that food and I just like spit it out. I was like, this is the worst Chinese, whatever the hell you want to call it. I'm like, I wouldn't feed a dog this food. And I just like threw the whole thing out after like one bite. That was probably the nastiest food aside from I forgot that restaurant, but they went out of business already, that restaurant. I forgot the name of that restaurant. But aside from that restaurant, that was like the nastiest food I ever ate in my life. Was that Panda Express. You could tell it's like frozen food, like frozen chicken or whatever the hell it was that I ate. I'm like this stuff is so nasty. Like this is like freezer burn General Tso's chicken or some shit that I was eating. It was so disgusting. I couldn't palate it. It was just like nasty. I just like spit it out. Just like threw it out. I don't know. That's nasty. That's just nasty. That food. None of them exist in New York because we got a lot better Chinese food here in New York. My uncle when he moved down to Florida, he's like, "Oh man, the Chinese food is so bad down here." He's like, "You can't get good Chinese food like in New York." But yeah, I it's like Americanized Chinese mostly I get, but sometimes I go to like Chinatowns and I get like real authentic Chinese food. It's delicious. There's a place near me. It's a chain of Chinese food in China actually. I don't try to support the CCCP or whatever the hell Chinese Communist Party whatever, but the food is pretty damn good. What's going on, Spoke? Good to see you. Oh my God, I love Korea. Yeah, I would think Asian food would be pretty good in the Philippines. I love Korean food. That's my favorite food, Korean food. How we start talking about food? What is this? What was one with Goldbacks, Tui? I haven't had good Chinese food since I moved out of California. Exactly. If you go to a state where there's a large Asian population, you know, the quality of the food is probably going to be good. The quality of the Chinese food or whatever food it is, you know, it's going to be good. But if you go to like bumfuck USA where you can't get like the ingredients so easily and it's not authentic, it's not going to taste as good. Whatever you say, Joseph. So what's everyone been buying lately? Has everyone been buying any PMs? I placed an order from SD Bullion about a week and a half ago, and I called them up today, and they're like, it was like a 10-minute wait, and I was at work. I'm like, I could have just left it, let it play down the music, whatever, but I was like, I'm gonna call them back another day. I know they're probably swamped. All these bullion sites have stuff on their website, you know, due to high demand, blah blah blah. It's gonna take longer than expected, longer than usual, whatever. So I was looking at a Reddit forum and someone was saying they didn't get their stuff from SD Bullion for like 4 months. So I'm getting kind of freaked out now because I spent thousands of dollars on precious metals with them, and it would really suck if I had to wait like 4 months to get my bullion. Uh, yeah, I'm hoping silver and gold will go down. I kind of want to stock up on some silver if the price really starts to go down because I think it's gonna go up again. Yeah, I hate buying online too transient because most of the time, like I pay by check because I save like whatever it is, like 2 or 3% if you pay by check compared to if you pay by whatever credit card or PayPal or whatever the hell crypto. So I usually pay by check. So I gotta mail the check to them, which probably takes about a week till they get it. And then I gotta wait 5 days till they deposit it and it clears, right? So that's automatically, you're talking like 2 weeks, right? And then from that time, then you gotta wait another like week. They wait like a week till the check after the check clears or something, like 7 business days or whatever. So you're talking like 2 to 3 weeks, and then they have other people's orders they gotta, you know, ship out. So usually it takes about 3 weeks to a month before I actually get the item normally, which is what I recently did. Um, they had a vintage silver bar I found online back in stock last week, and I picked it up, a 5 ounce vintage bar. So I was really excited to get that because I kept getting alerts saying it was in stock one day, and then the second day, and then the third day is the third time I got it. So, and they haven't had any more of them in stock since. So I'm very fortunate I got that vintage bar. APMEX finally delivered the 2026 Silver Eagle I got for my friend's newborn. Got it last Friday, understandably, for newly minted, though. Yeah. But that's the thing. Like, I have stuff that they have in stock. It's not like it's pre ordered. You know, you're waiting for it to come out. I'm waiting for something that they have already in their warehouse. They just, due to the overwhelming volume of orders that they have, they just can't ship it out. They don't have enough people to ship it out like in a reasonable amount of time. So SD is about 3 to 4 weeks now. I mean, Bob, it really depends on, you know, it really depends. I don't know. I don't know about SD Bullion. I mean, I ordered from them a couple years ago and I got that thing within 2 weeks. There was no crazy demand back then. I get it, but even so, I could see a month. I can understand. I think that's pretty reasonable. A month with this type of demand, I think that's reasonable. I think if I don't hear from them, probably in another 2 weeks, I'm gonna give them another 2 weeks. It's gonna be about a month. Then I'll probably call up and be like, "Hey, what's going on? It's been a month already since my payment cleared. Where's my order at?" They have robot trucks now, but I'm waiting for the robot what? Lot blizzards? I don't know what that means. A lot of people seem to want to talk a lot of smack about Atmex. They're really not that bad. Actually, I see. I have no problem with Atmex. Um, they probably have the largest selection of, anything coins um, that you could find on the internet. What I never actually don't I really don't have an issue with Atmex. I just don't care for their high prices on some items. But I purchased from Atmex. I have no problem with Atmex. One time they sent me a coin and it had a huge copper spot on it, which I really did not like. So I called them up and they only gave me $5 credit. And that was towards my next purchase, and I wasn't happy about that. Um, so that was kind of the only issue I really had with Atmex. Other than that, I never really had an issue with Atmex. I don't hate Atmex. I like Atmex. They used to have really good sales for Black Friday and Cyber Monday, but the last couple years they haven't really had any good deals because the premiums have just been so crazy on gold and silver that they haven't really had too many good deals lately. But they used to have amazing deals on items. And occasionally, even like you'll see it, like I get notification Atmex will have a sale on something once in a while. I'll get notification, and sometimes you could get a good deal on things. So in general, Atmex, I don't hate. I'm not hating on Atmex. I'm saying a lot of times they have one of the highest prices on things because they have such a large inventory. It probably costs them a lot of money to hold all that inventory, so they kind of have to charge more money. I can understand that. But they actually have some good deals sometimes during the year. You could actually get some really good stuff close to spot sometimes when they have some sales. I'm not hating Atmex at all. Joseph, man, come on. Like, I'm all about free speech, man, but this is a bullying channel. Like, I don't I don't like to talk politics on my channel. You received a tube of silver kangaroos from SD last week. Took 3 weeks. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. It's already been about 2 weeks for me, so I'm gonna give him another 2 weeks. So we'll see what happens. It really depends on what you buy, IBG. Like I said, sometimes you could actually get some really good deals on AppMix. I'm not gonna lie, there are deals to be had on AppMix, but in general, for a lot of the more common stuff, if you check, their premiums are pretty high. Not on everything, but on a lot of things. Yeah, I have e-check. I have e-check with them, I think. That's how I pay usually. One of them I had to send in a physical check because I'm kind of low on funds in my account. So I didn't want to transfer funds. Like I have emergency money. I don't want to use that money. So I just wait till I get paid. I try to stick to a budget as much as I can. I try not to go over that budget. So last week when they had the bar in stock, I didn't have the money right away. So I was like, all right, let me just pay by check. By the time they get the check and try to cash it, I should have the money. I should get paid. So shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, e-check, that's what I did with SD Bullion. I paid by e-check and it cleared the same day. So they said like what is it, like 3 to 5 business days, you gotta wait till it clears, quote unquote clears. So it's already been 2 weeks. It's been at least 10 business days. So um almost 10 business days. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm sure it'll ship out within the next couple weeks, hopefully. I had my gold held at the post office one time, but other than that, never had a problem with Amex. Yeah, I never had an issue with Amex. They just gave me a coin with a copper spot, and I wasn't too. Actually, it had a couple copper spots on it, and I wasn't too happy about that. So they only gave me like $5 off towards my next purchase, not the current purchase. I was like, what? Like $5 off. I spend hundreds of dollars. They're only giving me like $5 off. But it is what it is. Copper spot. I actually, some people, I don't know how they feel about it. But I've purchased from LPM. They're based in Hong Kong. I only purchased from them 2 times. Um, I used to be able to send a wire with my bank. I could send it without a fee. So I used to send them money by wire. And now with my other bank, I think there's like a fee, or they got rid of sending it for free, whatever. So LPM used to have some really good prices too, and the shipping used to be not too bad. It was a lot. It was like 50, $60 because you're getting it from Hong Kong. And but I would always get it within probably 4 or 5 business days tops. It wouldn't take more than a week to get it. So yeah, I used to buy. They used to have a lot of the Libertad gold coins, like the rare, like the 2020 Libertad gold coins, which were extremely low mintage. I got from them, and they used to have some amazing prices on Libertads before they became like very popular. So I used to buy a ton of gold Libertads from LPM. That's mostly what I bought, and silver ones as well, because they had like the best prices I could find anywhere. But the last time I bought, the shipping was like over $100. I was like, oh, I'm like, how come the shipping went up so much money? It was crazy. And now the premiums are just, they're not, there's no good deals there either. It's just crazy. I just mostly buy, if I buy online, what I do, I go to Boyne Exchange's website, and if I see something I want, I just usually go there and like pick it up in person. Because if I order it, it's if I pay by the quickest method, like let's say it clears right away by credit card, it's still gonna take probably a couple weeks till they ship it out to me. I'm like, why should I wait? I could just get it the same day, right? Go over there, pick it up. I saw they had a beautiful vintage gold bar on Bullion Exchanges the other day. It was a Deke Pereira 1 ounce gold bar, and it was numbered, and it was made in 1975. So it was like 50-year-old gold bar. It was beautiful, and I wanted to get it, and I saw it on Friday night, and I said, "Oh, I'm gonna go Monday. I'm gonna pick it up." And unfortunately, it sold out like on by Saturday. So there's disadvantages to that. Picking it up, waiting to pick it up in person, they might not have it. You like stopping at coin stores when you're on the road. Yeah, I would imagine transient. You probably could get some really amazing vintage bars for like pretty not much over spot. A lot of those old time dealers, they don't really care about vintage. Like they'll treat it as just like regular bullion, you know. 40-ounce gold bars by Engelhard? No. I've seen 5 and 10 ounce gold bars by Engelhard. That's probably the 10 ounce is probably the largest Engelhard gold bar I've seen. It'd be amazing if I could get that. I saw I saw some 5 ounce Sunshine mining gold bars, not minting, Sunshine mining. So you knew it was vintage. This dude had this dude had a whole they were in the original package too. He had at least like half a dozen of them. This was last year. I really want to get one too, but I don't think it's practical to get such large size gold. The largest I'll get is like something like this, probably like a little bit over an ounce. Anything larger than that, I don't know. Let's see what people are saying here. Just served up my dinner bowl of spicy Portuguese beans and greens on a bed of rice. Sounds good, Peter. If a person is buying precious metals online and they're not properly researching the sources they're buying from, said persons shouldn't be purchasing online. Well, hey, what's up, Aka? Good day. Renee, to your point, SD Bullion is in a class action lawsuit now because they say on their website lowest prices, period. So the guy bought some, I don't know what the hell it was. He bought something, maybe it was like buffaloes or something, and then he found out later that on another website it was like a lot cheaper, like $100 cheaper or something. I'm just giving this as an example. I read the lawsuit. So he's basically suing them for like false advertisement because they weren't really the lowest price online. And that's the thing. You really have to do your due diligence. You have to do your research, because I hear sometimes when people tell me these prices in their videos that they pay, I'm looking at them like, I paid like half of that. Like how come you paid like double what I paid, It's kind of strange when I hear how much sometimes people pay for things. You really have to do your homework and you have to really look online for deals. I mean, that's I think partly why I'm able to stack so much, not just because I have the funds, because I'm smart. I do my research. I look online. I call up dealers. I talk to dealers how much they're selling it for, you know, and I try to get the best deal possible at the time. I don't always get the best deal myself, but at least I get a deal that's probably better than like 80% of dealers that are selling the same thing. So you really got to do your homework when it comes to that. Hey, what's going on, Simple Smith? Good to see you. We got a few Aussies in the house here. we got Simple Smith. I believe you're near Brisbane. We got Peter J. You're in Melbourne, and we got Akadaka Stacker. You're near Perth, mate. We got we got all parts of Australia here represented. Yeah, exactly, Renee. Yeah. There was a 10-ounce graded gold panda in Amarillo a while back for 14 grand. Damn, that's crazy. I've seen online. a 10-ounce kangaroo gold coin. I would have loved to have something like that. It's beautiful to look at, but like who's gonna buy it? That's the thing. It becomes less practical the larger the size of the whatever it is, bar or coin. It's beautiful to look at, but you know, who's gonna buy it? When you sell it, you're probably gonna lose a lot of money. No one's gonna want that. They're gonna give you way back of spot because they're not gonna be able to sell it so easily, right? If it's something popular like this, like a 50 pesos, I think, they're not gonna have much trouble. But if it's something that's not that popular, maybe like this thing, Hungarian coin, they might not give you that much for it. And this is just under an ounce. It's like 0.96 troy ounce. Similar to a $20 double eagle, pretty much the same gold content. So yeah. I buy the 1 kilogram Australian origin gold bar. Can you afford it? 5 ounce, my mistake. Yeah, 5 ounce. I mean, like I said, I saw a 5 ounce Sunshine Mining vintage gold bar, and it was beautiful. I really wanted that, but I said to myself, who's gonna buy this? This guy, this guy was in the Diamond District. He probably got a buyer for it, but someone's probably just gonna buy it for industrial uses. They're not gonna. They're probably gonna melt it down. They're probably not gonna keep it as 5 ounce, but you never know. Look at Bob Menendez. Found those gold bars. Thank you, Peter. I appreciate it. You can afford the 10-ounce gold bullion. So go to the Perth Mint and get it, mate. Order it online from the Perth Mint if they got it in stock. Why not? I don't know, Simple Smith. I don't know if you saw my video, but I got a 1 ounce vintage Engelhard, Australia little gold button. It's really nice. And I know Akka had one from what's that bank? It was damn, I forgot the name of that. From one of the banks in Australia, he had one of those little nuggets, those little square gold buttons they call them, I guess. ABC Bullion. Yeah, ABC Bullion makes them, but it wasn't. It was a bank. It had a bank's name on it. But yeah, I love those ones, the vintage ones from the 80s. I love any vintage gold. That's been kind of my new stuff that I've been trying to go after this year, vintage gold. Yeah, Westpac Bank. There you go. There you go. 1 ounce cast gold bar, less than 50 around. Yeah, let me show you guys. This is a really interesting book. Hold on a minute. If I could if I could show you guys for a minute. I'll take this stuff down because it's gonna get in the way here. Australian poured ingots. Hey, what's going on, Mario Craft? So this is the one I have. This one from Engelhard, Australia. Yeah, there's ABC. Perth Mint. That is Harrington's, Engelhard. So this is a really good book for vintage Aussie silver and gold. There you go, Westpac. And pretty much I was comparing it to another company you see here. They pretty much were all very similar. I'm pretty sure the Perth Mint just had these generic buttons, and then these companies would just like stamp their logo into it. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. So they all look pretty similar, those buttons. So, but yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah, I love this book. I see on we have a site here called Mineral Exchange, and they have a lot, mostly vintage silver and gold, and they've actually been getting a lot of Australian vintage silver and gold recently. So there you go, mate. Perth Mint. I've actually seen these nuggets before. They've had a couple of them for sale on there. Yeah, so cool, some of this stuff. The Australian stuff is like so rare. It's just the survival estimates are just extremely rare. So this is the Perth Mint bars, and I got one of these. It was a transitional bar I purchased recently. It was between the B and the C. This is the one I got here. So yeah, really an awesome book. It cost me about, I think it was like $90 USD. So yeah, it wasn't a cheap book by any means, but it's very comprehensive as far as vintage Australian silver and gold. So just thought I'd show that a little bit. Something different that you don't normally see every day. Yeah, I've seen a lot of vintage Australian silver bars on eBay. Kind of ticked off. I passed on a really rare one. I didn't know how rare it was until I looked it up after, and it had already sold out. I didn't want to pay up for it back then, so probably would have been worth at least double. This was like a year ago. Myth off Humble, he's not here, so I'll offer up to a 90% half as a giveaway. I'll send it to you. You send it to the winner, Benji. I mean, I'd rather have it in hand, so if you want to send it, I could always do a giveaway when I have it in hand. I don't like to promise because you never know if you try to send it by mail and then it gets lost, I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, if you want to do that, I have no problem. Or if you want to just give me a donation, I got Cash App or Venmo. You could send me a little donation and I could buy one. So it's up to you. If you want to mail me one, that'd be awesome. Yeah, I know, Peter. You're illiterate. Give you one of those tubes to sprinkle on your ice cream. All right. Do they have? I know ube is popular there. They probably got ube ice cream. So you'll have like purple ice cream with gold flakes on it. Right, transient. you, you should try that. I want to be one of those rich numbnuts who eats gold. The only time I've eaten gold was in Goldschlager. I don't know if I've ever had a dessert with gold foil, gold leaf on it. I've had desserts with silver foil on it. We'll do that. I'll mail you one. All right, that's cool, Renee. That's awesome. What do you got against Humble, man? Humble's a cool dude, man. Humble's mad chill. Yeah, there's this Indian dessert that's made out of like cashews, and they put silver foil on top of it. So I've definitely eaten silver foil. I should look for it. It's probably not cheap now because the price of silver. It's probably not as cheap as it used to be. Only time you had gold was in a vodka bottle back in the UK. Yeah, they put gold flakes in a lot of drinks. There's something called Goldwasser. Peter J was telling me about Goldschlager. It's pretty much all the same drink, I'm sure. And I mean, they have different drinks. I'm sure they put it in, but that's the only time I think I've had Gold Flake was in Goldschlager. I don't think I've had a dessert with Gold Flake on it. Maybe once or twice. I honestly don't remember. A dragon fruit makes you over 100 years old. I think if that were the case, you see a lot more people living to that age, especially in Asia. I don't really like dragon fruit that much. It's kind of a weird taste to it. It's like you cut it open and it's like this white stuff with these little black seeds in it. Doesn't I don't know. I don't really like it that much. Oh, okay, Cartier, nice. It's all good, Renee. Short-lived live stream. Going to walk the dogs. All right, no problem. Take care. Thanks for stopping by, Simple. Appreciate it, mate. There is red and a white dragon fruit. Oh yeah, yeah. I mostly see the one that's red on the outside and then it's like white on the inside. So I don't know. That's the one they sell here in the U.S. I've never seen another one. Even when I go to Chinatown, that's the one they got. Reddish. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I've seen those. I've seen those actually. Yeah, I've seen those. Come to think of it, I don't really like dragon fruit, man. I just don't like it. It doesn't taste good to me. What I've been eating a lot of lately, speaking of fruit, it's called ugly fruit. It's actually from Jamaica. It's a combination between I think a tangerine, a grapefruit, and like an orange or something. It's like a tangelo. It's really good. I don't know if they would have it in Australia, but they definitely have it in the U.S. here. Copper stackers. I don't stack copper. I mean, I do have some copper. You want to see my copper? I got a couple copper pores. Got some copper there. I don't stack it though. Yeah, I've had the it's the same thing with beets, mate. Beets do the same thing. But I think I've had the red one before. Come to think of it, yeah, I got a few copper pores. I actually got some from HD Dyna Lowrider. He did this for me. I bought some more recently from him, and I'm actually gonna do a giveaway probably of one of the bars that he poured for me. So Oh, he already had them, but he didn't really do it for me in particular. But yeah, the ones that I bought from him. What are the ones with spikes and yellow inside? You're talking about rambutan? I don't know. I don't. He poured it. No, this is 5.3 pounds. So a kilo is 2.2 pounds, right? So it's more than 2 kilos, I guess, right? Custard apple. Oh, is that what you're thinking of? Yeah, this is custom poured, and he didn't charge me anything for this. I don't think I paid more than $30 for this thing. So, uh, I know people that I was talking about copper. I don't really like to talk about copper, but I really hope you don't stack copper because most times, how much copper are you gonna need to let's say I always give the example here, right? 1 ounce of silver, right? This is worth about $75, right? And copper is now, I know it went up. What is it at $7 a pound now? So that's 16 ounces for $7, right? So if you buy it commercially available, usually you buy something like this, you're gonna end up paying like $20, right? Because it's Geiger, you're paying for the name, right? You're paying for the name. When in reality, this is only worth like not even $1 in copper, right? And if you try to sell this, I mean, in general, if you just try to sell copper, you're not going to get your money back for copper. And so, you know, this is 5 pounds of copper. So this is worth what, $30? It would take more than two of these to equal the amount of silver in one. Okay. And then that's the same thing with gold. How many ounces of silver do you need to equal 1 ounce of gold, right? The GSR. What is the GSR right now? So that's that herein lies the problem, not only in what you pay for the copper, but the amount of copper you're going to need to stack for it to equal to 1 ounce of silver or 1 ounce of gold even, right? So it's not practical to stack copper unless you're getting it for free, like scrap copper. Um, I would, this is just my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor, so this is just my personal opinion. I would not advise stacking copper, even if you can't afford to buy much. I would just buy junk silver, buy a nickel, buy a dime, buy a quarter, buy a half dollar, whatever you can afford. If that's all you can afford for silver, just buy silver instead of copper because you're never going to get your money back out of copper if you buy copper, if you stack copper. That's just my personal opinion. Yeah, you're gonna need an 18 wheeler to move all the copper that you stack. Yeah, I mean, if you want to buy like something for kids, I understand that. You buy a little round or a little bar like this for kids, a few ounces. I have no problem with that. I'm not saying not to do that. That's perfectly fine. But as far as, you know, buying this like with your paycheck every week, and by the end of the year you're going to have thousands of ounces of copper, just to equal to the price of this, it's not practical, right? How are you going to move all that copper? It's not practical from a stacking perspective. It's not practical to stack copper, and most likely you're never going to get your money back from it either. I mean, they've been mining copper for thousands of years. Copper is not a precious metal. You have to realize that it is not a precious metal. So there is multiple factors times the amount of copper in the world than there is silver or gold. It is extremely, extremely more common than silver or gold is. So you have to put that into perspective as well. It's not something that's practical for stacking by any means. Yeah, I love Mercury dimes. It's my favorite junk silver. I love Mercury dimes. I'm not trying to shame anyone, but I'm saying I'm just trying to warn people not to stack copper if they don't have a large budget. I'm saying, don't just buy copper. You should diversify your stack. You should try to buy, as much silver as you possibly can, even if it's just a dime or whatever at a time, even if it's just war nickels, even whatever you can afford at the time. It's just a little more practical. But yeah, I love copper. I'm not trying to disparage anyone who buys copper. I love copper. It's one of my favorite metals. I actually, people don't believe me when I say I like copper more than silver. I really do. I love copper. I know. I know. Yeah. People are taking advantage of the shortage right now. Oh, it's being sold out everywhere online. You can't find copper rounds. I really feel bad for people because they're never going to get their money back from those copper rounds unless they sell it to someone else who's willing to pay an obscene a premium. Think about it. You're paying, let's say even if it's $5 for a copper round, right? You're paying almost as much as it is for 16 ounces, the true spot price, right? You're paying almost you're paying 16 times the price for 1 ounce of copper compared to what it's really worth, right? Its intrinsic value is only worth 1/16 of what you're paying, right? And you're paying for 16 times what it's really worth. So you really, that's how I look at it as far as copper, if it, from that point of view. But I could understand you could probably sell them to other people who would be willing to pay an obscene premium for copper. Yeah, copper shortage is definitely a hype. I agree. Exactly. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. And that's what I said. Copper is not a precious metal. You have to realize that. It is not a precious metal. So the fact that these bullion dealers put it on their website and try to sell it, I think it's a bit disingenuous to people who are not educated and people who are just starting to stack. I think it does them a disservice by taking advantage of people. That's kind of why I don't like it. That's kind of why I'm saying, you got to just be careful when you buy copper. It's not something you should be stacking for the reasons I just mentioned. You buy copper from Home Depot because it's needed to process silver. Um, I'm not sure about that. I know they use Aqua Regia to. So basically, what they do when they mine well, it depends. Because they do actually they extract the silver from copper. So most silver, there's not. I don't know if there's any pure silver mines left. I mean, pure silver mines left in the U.S. And usually, when they mine silver, it's basically a byproduct of copper. So I know they use electrolysis to extract the silver. Um, I mean, maybe the diodes they use are copper, usually not. I'm not sure what you mean they use copper in to process silver. I'm not sure how they use copper in processing silver. Bullion dealer should not sell it as, yeah, it's not bullion. It's not. Aqua Regios for gold. Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah. Silver and nitric acid. Yeah. And use copper to bring the silver back. Yeah. 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 You could use other things in electrolysis. You don't have to use copper, but yeah, you could use copper. That's true. Yeah, there is no silver mines pretty much. I think there might be one. I'm not 100% sure. I know there's one in Canada, but in the US, I'm not sure if there's any pure silver mine left. Yeah, silver is mostly a byproduct of copper, exactly. Yeah. And nickel as well, and gold as well. It's basically a byproduct of a lot of metals, not just copper. Yeah, exactly. That's what Renee. Yeah. What's going on, Broke? Good to see you, man. Welcome in. Yeah, but yeah, silver is actually when they mine for gold, they silver is also a byproduct of the gold, is what he was saying, which is true. It takes about 1 ton of ore, I think, 1 or 2 tons of ore just to get 1 ounce of silver. So it's a very labor intensive process. And I think anyone who knows about mining of silver, I think Akadaka Stacker probably knows more than than anyone in here because he's worked in mines before. So he probably knows more than any of us. Yeah, 1 ounce per ton. Yeah, is good for a mine. Yeah, yeah. It's it's a very yeah. Well, that's why it's a precious metal. That's why they call it a precious metal, right? If it was easy to get, it wouldn't be called a precious metal. It's not like copper, right? Copper you could get above ground, right? Gold gold in the US you really can't get above ground anymore. Silver you probably can't get above ground either. Very rare, right? So, yeah, copper. Everyone's talking about copper now. Copper is the poor man's silver, right? That's the new that's the new saying. Copper is the poor man's silver. It used to be silver is the poor man's gold. Now it's copper is the poor man's silver. What's gonna be next? Nickel is gonna be the poor man's copper next, right? Um, you recover and refine, and it's not easy to get a small amount of gold. Yeah, especially if you do panning for gold, sluicing. It's really fun though to do it, but I'm sure there's still some remote locations in the U.S. that are untapped. Probably mostly in Alaska. I would think some of the more um, inaccessible regions of Alaska. I'm sure there's a ton of gold up there now because some of the snow is starting to melt up there. Might be a little more accessible, but who knows? That's cool. Yeah, I know it's very toxic though. It's very hazardous refining silver. I've seen videos online. Someone actually sent me a video recently. I think it was like in Pakistan or something. They were taking out some, I forgot what it was, some type of like something that had silver in it, and yeah, it's just a very volatile process. He added something to it, and it turned like red. This like red gas started like fuming out of it when he was extracting the the silver from the other metals. You get your gold and silver from jewelry. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes it's still a little toxic to do that, but yeah, you gotta know what you're doing with that. It's not an easy process. I heard, um, I heard, I heard gold is easier to extract than silver is. I heard it's. I don't know if it's true or not, but I saw a video last night where the guy, it was a bullion dealer. He was saying that the gold is easier to extract than silver is. Yeah, nitric oxide gas. That was probably that red gas I saw. I don't know. I just know he added some chemical to it, and the gas was like a bright red color. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And that's another reason why a lot of these refiners don't want to take anything but three nines fine right now. They're just so swamped with all this silver. It takes a lot more effort to refine even sterling or 90%. It's just not worth their time right now to do that because they're so backed up. Underneath the snow and rocky landscape of Alaska lies billions of dollars in gold. I'm sure there is. It's just very, inaccessible, mountainous, areas where the temperatures are constantly below negative. I mean, constantly negative temperatures most of the year. And like you said, the terrain is probably very rocky, so it's very inaccessible. With our current technology, we're not able to extract it. They use cyanide for separation, always looking at the windsock on a gold mine. Yeah, that's why is that why they got the, no, that's not why they got the canary, right? All right, take care, Broke. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. No, because I know there's like pockets of like certain gases when they do mining, and that's why they used to have like a canary. If the canary would like, die or something, there'd be like a gas, because the gas, you can't smell the gas, is like carbon monoxide, right? So they used to have like a canary in a cage in case there was like carbon monoxide in the mine. Yeah, I'm not too, I don't really know too much about mining. I'm not, I've learned a little bit since I started stacking. I've definitely learned a lot more. CO2 buildup. Yeah, yeah. Carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide, probably. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think the price of silver and gold are gonna eventually go down in the next. It's cyclical. You already see silver going down. I think it's gonna go back up, but over time, yeah, silver and gold prices tend to go up. I just think in the next, 3, 4, or 5 years, it's gonna drop. I think there's gonna be an increase in production, and the demand is gonna go down a little bit. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. underground CO2 and other gases. Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah. Okay, CO2 mostly, I guess, not CO. One sock above ground cyanide and or other toxic gases. Okay, good to know. Nice. Yeah, I'm kind of sorry. Last year I had 200-ounce bars I sold when it was around 40. I sold that. And I probably sold about 350 ounces of silver last year, most of it for under $50 an ounce. So I timed it wrong, but it is what it is. Probably even more than that I sold. But you know, did I think it was going to go up to over $100 an ounce? No one really knew. I thought maybe it would go to 50 by the end of the year. But yeah, it's just crazy the last, 5 or 6 months, the price of silver. It's just been like a roller coaster. Yeah, exactly. That's mostly what I sold it for. You know, I basically, not this one. It was this one. Basically with the profits, I bought the silver at $18 an ounce and I sold it at around 39 something an ounce. So with the profits, I was able to get this. It's like I got this for free, pretty much, and then some. I bought some. I ended up getting some proof half sovereigns, and I still had some extra cash left over as well. So yeah, that's basically what I do when I sell silver. I convert it to gold, like 99%. Well, not 90, at least 95% of the time. I take the money and mostly, you know, get as much gold as I can with it. They say, what is it? Gold is stability and silver is opportunity. That's what they say. And up until a couple years ago, gold actually outperformed silver, um, outperformed the S&P 500. It's just really, I believe long term gold for me is a better investment, not an investment, but a hedge against inflation. So I have silver too. Percentage wise of my stack, I'd say like what is it, 94% of my stack by weight is silver. Who has the gold makes the rules. Yep. Isn't that what Trump said? I was thinking of JP Morgan. He said gold is real money, everything else is just debt or something like that. Yeah, I'm still buying silver too. I'm cutting back dramatically, but my strategy, even when silver prices were not this high, what I would do is I would mostly buy vintage silver because the vintage stuff tends to have a premium over spot. And now that these prices are as high as they are, the premium is actually not as pronounced as it used to be. It really depends on what type of vintage it is, but I mostly stack vintage silver in my stack. I've sold most everything else that's not vintage, except Libertads and a couple series that I collect, like the Kookaburras. But yeah, I'm buying silver too. I'm glad it dropped the other day. It was down to about 76 an ounce, and I was able to pick up a 5 ounce vintage silver bar. And I don't know exactly what it is yet, but I'm gonna find out when I get it. So I'm looking forward to that. Nice. You'll probably get it tomorrow, Renee. That's awesome. I'm so far behind sending stuff out to people. I don't think I've ever sent out. I don't know if I sent out something to Cartier. I remember when he first started, like over a year ago. I don't know if I sent him something out yet, even. Copper electrolytic cell I built is awesome. I'm recovering pure copper from junk plated jewelry and getting silver and small amounts of gold to refine. That's cool. You gotta be careful though when you're dealing with a lot of those toxic chemicals. You gotta work in a well ventilated area. I'm sure you know that, but um, just be careful. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I don't really know too much about. I just have a very general knowledge of the extraction process regarding silver and gold and other metals, I guess, copper. Copper cell only uses copper sulfate as an electrolyte. Okay, good to know. So, what's everyone buying lately? Anyone buying anything interesting? Buying, selling, trading? I've been slacking with my videos lately. I feel really bad because I got some stuff that I been meaning to show you guys. So I got my graded Morgans back and peace dollars. That's probably gonna be my next video. And then I got some vintage silver, and then I got some stuff from members in the community. So I'm gonna try to pop out at least one or two videos this week. So I'm looking forward to doing that. I appreciate it, Captron. Thank you so much. Yeah, I've been kind of MIA lately because of my work. It's been very hectic for me lately, wrapping up this part of this project that I'm on right now. So really looking to wrap this up in March, and then I start a new. Well, it's the same project. It's just a different part of the project, and I'm hoping to go to Las Vegas in April as well. So looking forward to that. Maybe meet up with one or two community members. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Where are you at, Captron, if I might ask? I should do a giveaway now when there's only like 10 people. Oh man, it's so late. New Orleans. Laissez le bon temps rouler. Let the good times roll. Uh, that's cool. That's awesome. I always want to go down to New Orleans. I heard nothing but good things down there. I'm up here in New York City. Mardi Gras today. Yup, yup. I know they have Carnival too in Brazil right now, so pretty much, pretty much the same thing. The American version. That's awesome. I bet it's crazy there during Mardi Gras. I probably wouldn't want to go to New Orleans during Mardi Gras. I probably want to go during an off season time when it's not so crowded there, not so crazy. I haven't been to one parade this year. I want some beads, man. You gotta give me some beads. Oh man, I'd love to go down there. I just love to go down there for the food, for the ambiance, the culture, the nightlife, the music, everything. I'd love to go down there one of these days. I had these tokens, these Mardi Gras tokens. I actually just gave them to someone recently. I wish I still had them to show you. Really old ones, like from the 70s. All these different places in New Orleans. I would give them out. The balloons, yeah, I guess that's what you call them. The cups are better than the beads. Yeah, yeah. I see all these like crazy cups filled with alcohol. These like you get in Vegas too. They used to be made from silver. They throw them from floats. Nice, nice. The ones I had were aluminum though, and they were for like from the 60s and 70s. So I'm not sure, but yeah, it's probably something different, but yeah, same concept, I guess. Just like in Vegas, they used to have the gaming tokens that used to be um 60% of an ounce of silver. Yeah, but these were old aluminum ones. These were like from the 70s and 60s. Even back then they had aluminum ones, but I guess they also had silver back then. Yeah, I just got like a lot of them from Whatnot. Someone was selling them. I think I paid like $10 or something for them, for like 30 of them. The balloons. Yeah. Hey, if it means me getting hit by a silver coin, I'll take it. Just for free. I'll take no pain, no gain, right? There's a couple YouTubers down in New Orleans. What's his name? Cajun Bullion. You ever seen him? He's down there. He does some poor. He's into copper actually. He's really into copper. I got one of his pours he did. Yeah, he's a cool guy. I haven't watched him in a hot minute though. Cajun Bullion. I don't know if he's in New Orleans, but he's somewhere. He's in Louisiana. Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think of his name. Um, oh man, what was his name? Oh, it's at the tip of my tongue. Oh man, I'm trying to look him up. Okay, here it is. Who's this guy? You know who Justin Wilson is? You know who he was? My mom used to love watching him. He used to have a really I remember a little bit as a kid watching him as well. He had a cooking show. Oh, you don't know him? You don't know Justin Wilson? Yeah, he's a famous Cajun chef. You can see some of his videos on YouTube. I mean, he passed away like 25 years ago, but yeah, yeah, he was a pretty famous Cajun chef back like probably in the 90s, 80s and 90s. his catchphrase was "I guarantee." I'm sure a lot of chefs down there say that though. Yeah, it's getting late here. I better go to bed. Yeah, I know you guys. I want to get some beignets. Cafe Du Monde, right? I'm gonna go to Cafe Du Monde and get some beignets when I go down there. I know you guys got some what do you call them? Muffaletta sandwiches, these big Italian sandwiches, all sorts of stuff they put on it. Yeah, they got some amazing food down in Louisiana. Obviously crawfish, obvious, all sorts of stuff. Code Miser, okay. I didn't Po' Boys, yup, yup. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for sticking till the very end. Those of you who are here, I really appreciate it. Um, Thank you all so much for watching. Have a good day. Have a good night. Wherever you are in the world, take care. Like I always say, guys, stack that gold.